Salvete omnes, and welcome to this video lesson on Chapter 8, Capitulum Octavum. The title is Taberna Romana. Hic in pictura, here in the picture, est albinus. Albinus est tabernarius. Albinus is a shopkeeper. Ornamenta vindit albinus. Albinus sells jewelry. All right, Taberna Romana. In the margin, we see gemma, gem, margarita, pearl. That's where we get Margaret and also Margarita from. Annulus cum gemma, a ring with a gem. Linea cum margaritis, a string with pearls, or linea margaritarum, a string of pearls. I will say there, linea means a linen or flax string in its most literal sense, and from that it can just mean a string in general in Latin as well. Alright, so taberna is a word for shop, so the title of the chapter is essentially Roman shop. Ecce taberna Romana, in qua gemmae et margaritae multae sunt. Look, a Roman shop in which there are many gems and pearls. Cujus est haec taberna? Whose is this shop? Remember the cujus question word, whose, that will be answered with a genitive. And so to answer this question, they say albini est. It is albinus's. Okay, so albini, long I ending, genitive showing possession. Albinus hanc tabernam habet. Albinus has this shop. So hanc is an accusative singular feminine form of haec, which we had previously, meaning this. Albinus has this shop. In other words, he's the owner, the possessor. Qui tabernam habet, tabernarius est. The one who has a shop is a shopkeeper. Notice how tabernarius, shopkeeper, is made from the root of taberna, shop. There are a lot of agent nouns, people nouns, that have an arius ending. For example, librarius would be a bookseller, coming from liber, libri. Ostiarius we had earlier for a doorkeeper or doorman, coming from ostium. So just note that formation, because if you understand it, you can get a lot of other Latin words that you wouldn't have otherwise known. Albinus est tabernarius Romanus. Albinus is a Roman shopkeeper. Qui gemmas et margaritas vendit. Who sells. Vendit means sells. It's where we get vendor and vending machine from. Who sells gems and pearls. Alei tabernarii libros vendunt. Alei mala et pira. Alei rosas et lilia. So some or other shopkeepers, that's what alei means, some or other. Some shopkeepers sell books, others sell apples and pears, others sell roses and lilies. Gemmae et margaritae sunt ornamenta. Gems and pearls are decorations. Now, ornamenta in this chapter, you might want to translate it as jewelry frequently. But the word in general just means adornments, decorations. Adorn and ornament both come from this root in Latin. But yeah, you could say they are decorations, or specifically here, pieces of jewelry or something like that. Annulus cum gemma ornamentum pulchrum est. A ring with a gem is a beautiful ornament, adornment, or piece of jewelry. Etiam linea cum margaritis ornamentum est. Also, a string with pearls is a piece of jewelry, an adornment. Linea sine margaritis non est ornamentum. A string without pearls is not an adornment, a decoration. So yeah, if you just have a linen thread, not very fancy. Multae feminae, many women, quae in hac via ambulant, which walk on this road. Hac is the ablative singular feminine form of that word haec that we mentioned a minute ago. So again, it just means this. So many women who walk on this road, ante tabernam albini consistent. Stop, consistent. That is related to desist in English from the same root. They stop in front of the shop of Albinus. Nam feminae ornamentis delectantur, for the women are delighted, are pleased by the jewelry, by the adornments. Ai quae magnam pecuniam habent, those who have the big money, all right? We would probably say a lot of money, but Latin literally does say magnam pecuniam, big money. Those who have big money. And notice that those here, AI is actually, you could translate that as they or as those, right? But do notice that it's feminine, just like the quae that follows it is feminine. So we're talking about the women who have the big money. Multa ornamenta emunt, by many pieces of jewelry. So emunt is the plural form of emit, which is buys, right? So think of wendit and emit together. Try to keep those associated in your mind. Wendit, again, a vendor, vending machine come from that. Wendit means sells. Emit, or here in the plural, emunt, this is the verb for buy. Quae nullam aut parvam pecuniam habent, those who have either or who have no or a little bit of money. Ornamenta aspiciunt tantum, only look at the jewelry, the adornments. Non emunt, they do not buy them. Etiam viri multi ad hanc tabernam adeunt, also many men go to this shop. Qui magnam pecuniam habent, ornamenta emunt et feminis dant. Those who have the big money again buy the decorations, the adornments, and they give them to the women. So feminis, that's that dative plural. We learned about dative in the last chapter. Give, show, or tell verbs often will have a dative with them for to whom you give a thing or show a thing, right? Keteri, the rest, meaning the rest of the men. Rursus abeunt, go away again, or go back away, right? Because if they don't have the money, they're like, I'm going to get out of this place. I don't want to be at the jewelry store. Feminae quarum viri magnam pecuniam habent, the women whose men have the big money. Multa ornamenta a viri suis accipiunt, receive many pieces of jewelry from their men, their husbands, if you wish. Again, vir can mean man or husband. Could be either here. Aemilia, cuius vir pecuniosus est, whose man is wealthy. Notice that pecuniosus, the adjective, is coming from pecunia, the noun, which means money. So whose man is a moneyed man, in other words, a wealthy or rich man. Multa ornamenta ab eo accipit, receives, accipit, many pieces of jewelry from him. Aemilia annulum indigito et margaritas in colo multa que alia ornamenta habet. Aemilia has a ring on her finger and pearls on her neck and many other pieces of jewelry. Annulus digitum Aemiliae ornat. So ornat is the verb from the same root as the noun ornamentum. It means adorns or decorates. So a ring decorates the finger of Aemilia, or we could say Aemilia's finger. Margaritae colum eius ornat. Pearls decorate her neck. Feminae gemmis et margaritis annulisque ornantur. Women are decorated, are adorned by gems, pearls, and rings. Just kind of a general statement there. In via prope tavernam Albini, in the road near the shop of Albinus, vir et femina ambulant, a man and woman are walking. Qui vir et quae femina, what man and what woman? Est Medus, qui cum Lydia, amica sua, ambulat. It is Medus who is walking with his girlfriend Lydia. Medus est servus Julii, Medus is the slave of Julius. Sed dominus eius Romae non est, but his master is not at Rome. Okay, eius is that word for his. It can also mean hers or its if it were referring to somebody else. Romae looks genitive or dative, but remember it's the new locative. That's why I say at Rome or in Rome. Context tells us that. Medus sine domino suo cum femina formosa in viis Romae ambulat. Medus, without his master, is walking in the streets of Rome with a beautiful woman. Okay, Formosa, that's a synonym for pulchra. Remember, both of those mean pretty or beautiful. Lydia, or Lydia in Latin, ornamentum pulchrum in collo habet, has a beautiful piece of jewelry or beautiful adornment on her neck. Okay, so string of pearls it's going to actually be. Quod ornamentum, what sort of decoration? Ornamentum quod Lydia habet est linea margaritarum. The adornment which Lydia has is a string of pearls. Colum Lydiae margaritis pulchris ornatur. Here we have a passive verb sentence. Lydia's neck is decorated, ornatur, with a passive ending, by or with beautiful pearls. Margaritis pulchris, with those ablative plural endings, is. Remember, ablative you want to translate by, with, from, in, on, or at. Just sort of fit the context. Here, with or by, beautiful pearls sounds best. Lydia autem nullum aliud ornamentum habet. Lydia, however, has no other piece of jewelry. Quia pecuniosa non est, because she is not wealthy. She is not a moneyed person, right? She's not rich. Neque pecuniosus est amicus eius, nor is her boyfriend wealthy. Pecuniosus est qui magnam pecuniam habet. A pecunious person, a rich person, is a person who has the big money, right? All right, well, that concludes this section 1. I hope you learned a few things here. A lot of new vocabulary, like the emmet buys and Wendit sells, and margarita, gemma, linea, and so on. Volete!